Hey everybody, Vader Saber 1984 here. It's been a long time since I have had a chance to get on and do a little recording, but I just watched President Trump, uh, address the nation, and I thought a lot of the things that he said were, amazing, and they were great, and they were well written, and you can tell there was compassion and very believable. And I hope all those things come true, and I hope that our country does get better. But this main video is about the disrespect that the entire left has put on camera in front of everybody. The straw that broke the camel's back had to been at the very end, and Nancy Pelosi rips up the speech. She wouldn't even shake his hand. She sat down on almost every single time that something was mentioned, and people all stood and applauded. The entire left, all wearing their white shirts and, looking all uniformed and trying to stand together because they want this country to fail to where it fattens their wallets, and they don't want us to be free. They don't want our liberties. They don't want our freedoms. And it is a very sad thing in America for people to act that way, and for people to be so brainwashed by hate that they won't even stand and honor a soldier that comes home or the great points that the president was making. They are so distasteful, and it was disgusting watching it. And we stand anytime there's a national anthem, anytime there's honor due for those who have lost their lives, for who lay their lives down for us, for all the great accomplishments that people do and sacrifices that people make for us to have the freedoms that we are trying to hold on to and keep. And yet the angry, demonic, democratic left will sit there with their arms crossed like mimes because they're trying to make a point that they have no respect for our president, for their boss, who us as Americans have to give. We don't have to like them. We don't have to agree with everything they do. But that is a power and a position of authority that is due respect. If you're in any other normal job, or even if you're in the military, and you do not show respect to your elders or your higher ranking officers, you are court-martialed, or you are disciplined, or you are made sure that you give the respect that is earned by that person. And for them to sit down and do that and nothing happen, I think that's distasteful as well. There should be punishment for disrespectful people like that. It's just my opinion. It's not worth very much at all to anybody else but just me, and for those who agree with it. But for people to sit there and do that and to act so distasteful because of this impeachment hearing and this process that is all fabricated because they're mad that Hillary didn't win, when there's evidence that Joe Biden has done the exact same thing that they are trying to impeach President Trump for. Joe Biden has admitted to it, but nothing's getting done about it. And everybody who supports him and everybody who follows him and everybody who, goes along with it is just as guilty by association. Adam Schiff, Nancy Pelosi, all that left-wing body that is sitting here trying to do this impeachment hearing just because they don't like the president. Is he a good person? Has he had a rich, wealthy life and probably treated others pretty badly in his past? Yeah. But the guy's not even getting paid to do the job. He took the job. He was already wealthy. He was already famous. Yeah, he's a little selfish. No doubt. I don't like that about him. But I can tell you right now that he's doing this because our country needs it. And the last time we had a president that was not a lifelong politician was Ronald Reagan. And he did a damn good job. So I want to make notice of one other thing that happened to me in my personal life. Last night, I was wearing my Keep America Great hat again. It was given to me by a stranger because I just told her, hey, I really like your hat. And she said, you know what? Here, you can have it. And then she had a Trump beanie underneath it. And she said, that's my last one and it's my favorite. You have a good night. And that was awesome. She didn't want any money or anything. She just gave it to me. It's a very nice gesture. And so I was wearing it out last night after I got off of work. I was sitting having a few drinks after I got off. And these two Hispanic, maybe 3 men came in, probably of 22 to 26 years of age. You know, so quite a bit younger than me. And I'm minding my own business, haven't said anything to them, and they start yelling expletives at me, saying F Trump, F the wall, F Trump, bad-mouthing me. They don't even know who I am because I'm wearing a hat of somebody they don't like. One thing I've always heard is racist people are always the first to call somebody a racist. Always. They're angry in their lives, they're angry in their hearts, and they produce that onto something that they hate more than anything, which is other people. I'm not a racist. I'm a realist. Hateful people do hateful things. Hate comes out of them. It bleeds out of them. I'm not the best human in the world. I'm probably one of the worst. But I still try and treat people with respect and dignity, whether I know them or don't. I don't walk up to strangers just because they're wearing a Hillary hat or I support Bernie and just start trashing them. I don't do that. I don't even consider myself a Republican. I voted for a Republican president 4 years ago. First time I ever voted because our country needed help. And in the long run, our votes don't even count for the president. Okay? They don't. If you look and see and read and study, it's not up to us. It's who we hire and put in office. So people like Adam Schiff and Nancy Pelosi in California and, you know, all these people that are on stage disrespecting our country and the great things that we are trying to get done, and they're slowing it down because of this impeachment trial and the disrespect that they are giving. You people put them there. You voted for them. AOC, the girl barely has an education. She was a bartender. She can barely say 3 sentences without saying like 15 times in each sentence. You people, you Americans voted these people in office, to which they voted against the president. And that's their right to vote. But who you vote into office, senators, mayors, all those people who you vote, put them in power and they choose who the president is. You have to be careful, America. You have to be careful what you put out there. Just because somebody says, hey, I want to lower taxes and I want to make school free and I want this and I want free health care and I want that. That's just words. That's just people telling you what you want to hear. How much do you think you'll actually see of that? And then you have democratic socialists like Bernie Sanders and AOC who support him. Do you know what a socialist is? Have you seen a socialist country? Have you studied socialism? Hitler ran a socialist nation. Stalin ran a socialist nation. Look at all the people they murdered. Look at how they took away their freedoms. Socialism is not the way to go. It is not the way America should be. So be careful who you vote into office. These angry people on the left who sit there and disrespected our president, our country, and the great things and the ideas that he has. Disrespectful the whole time. You people put them there. You people who voted. Don't think that this is Trump's fault. I'm sure he has got plenty of things in his closet that he is ashamed of and probably should be in jail for. But as a president, he's doing a good job. And if you get somebody else in here that's on the left who are constantly making up lies, all the way from the Mueller report, all the way to this, you people are wanting them in office to run our country, to make decisions for you, to take away your liberties and freedoms? You should be ashamed of yourselves. It's disgusting. Nowhere is free of poverty. And nobody is without death and gun violence. Nobody, not one place in this country. There are guns on the black market. There are guns everywhere. And you people think that putting these leftists in there who want to take guns and take away your freedoms of speech and to tell you that a male can be a female if he just says he wants to be, and walk into a female's bathroom with your daughter or your wife in there, he can walk in there freely because it's the way he wants to be. No, that's wrong. If you're born a man, you're a man, and you should go to a men's room. The same as a woman. Your choice in sex and who you go out with and what you do and how you dress, that's your choice. But you cannot do something that is going to initially scar a young person's mind. That's just my opinion on the matter. Whether you're gay, straight, lesbian, bi, whatever. Be who you are. Be a good person. But don't start making it for my kids or my family's kids, making it look like to them that's the cool thing to do and that's acceptable. Because if a guy comes into a women's bathroom and looks at my daughter or your kid and maybe he's a sick pervert and that's how he's getting his jollies off, and it's okay just because the left say it's okay. I live by a simple understanding of that. Be humble, be happy, be a good person. But don't be a hateful, angry person who takes advantage of other people's kindness. I don't promote hate. I don't promote violence. But I'm saying this is stupid, America. Y'all need to wake up and realize that this is not good, what our country is coming to. Sickos, murders, they're out there. And the Socialist Democratic team will open up the borders and it will get worse. The drugs, the violence, the guns, the terrorism. We have a known terrorist in the Senate, Omar. She is known to be in touch with terrorist organizations. You people voted that. Put her into office. It's disgusting. Things need to change. And I pray that people wake up to realize that it's not a popularity game just because you don't like the person. They can't do the job good. And they can't do it well. Some of the best people who do their jobs great are assholes, but they get the job done. This is Vader Saber, 1984. And may everybody have a blessed evening and a wonderful night. Be safe out there. Love one another. But just realize that what you saw on TV tonight was disrespectful and disgusting. And it should have no place in American Senate whatsoever. Have a good night.